All right, this one is for JT. Welcome to Trading with Meatballs, and we're going to look at the Google. He asked me to look at the Google, and we'll talk about this. And somebody had asked me about buying in too high on the Google. If they did that, what do they do? And so we're going to look at what I was saying about Google and why I said it. Okay, this is my Twitter, and I put a lot of stuff on the Twitter the last 3 or 4 days, or the last 2 or 3 days or something. When I took the trades, okay, when I took the trades and why I did, and if I sold it, this was a follow up. I was holding the Google overnight, and I bought the calls, and it popped overnight, made this big pop right here. And so I had bought when it touched my trend line right here. We're going to talk about that. And I bought for next Friday. Okay. So you don't have to watch the whole video. I just gave you the secret. When it reacted off my trend line, and I bought the calls for next Friday. Okay. And that's how I did it. And so I enjoyed the pop overnight. And then I sold into that, and it did a dip. And we're going to talk about that because the 1030 dip really pays. And that's the entry you're looking for, JT. The 1030 dip. Don't buy in the morning when it's running. That's we sell into that shit. We don't buy into it. We sell into it. So we buy dips, and we eat dips, not dicks. Zach Morris used to say that. And so you can see the trend line; those are dips, and then the 1030 dip, and it touches the outer Ripster's cloud. Thank you, Ripster. And so we buy it on the dips, baby. Buy it on the dips. And so let's look at what else. TSM, same thing. When it hit this trend line, I put that on Twitter. It went below the trend line, and then a few hours later, boom, went back over like a little cork that had been pulled underwater. And now I posted this on the Google. Anybody watching the Google? And this was when it did the 1030 dip, and then it took off. And so the 1030 dip is what we're going to talk about. That's a good way to enter. And here's the 1030 curl, one of my favorite setups when I was talking about it. Um, this is a dip, an early dip, and sold. And we've played the Google probably 4 times this week. I don't know. And I put most of them on Twitter when I took it or before. And that's what I want to talk about. I got so much shit on Twitter, I'd have to go down here. I don't know how far, but I got it on the screen. And this is TSM entering the target zone. And it did curl back up and bounce right over that trend line later. I didn't take it because I was posting it for people, but I had already played it. And let's talk about the Google. And on the 15-minute, if you zoom out, you can see it's climbing like a monkey up a tree, and it has these peaks. And it was going over this black line, which is a very long-term trend line, I think. And it goes way back. And let's go to daily. And that black line goes way back, man. How about a 4 hour, 2 hour, something like that? 2 hours good. Okay. So we're looking at October, Halloween, man. That black line was the bottom of all the retracements. And then it failed that in March, early March, and now she's back up to the moon, man, back up to that black line. She wants to keep going. And so it could retrace. The line is 156, it's 159. So that's 3 points. Okay. And that would be this line right here. And so if it comes down below these trend lines and starts curling, I know to get back in. It's been a repeating pattern here as it respects the trend lines and then goes back up. And there's been some real good peaks lately because the market, I don't know, could be topping out. I don't know. But this thing was reaching new highs, recently. And so the way to get in is I draw on a 15-minute chart, and I draw along the bottom of these movements like this, and I try to line up as many as I can. This one lines up with this one, this one, this one. So there's a line there, okay? This line right here, that big thick one. And so we try to line it up with as many of the bottoms as we can, and that gives us a bottom trend. And she's climbing away from it, man. And so if it comes down to that bitch again on the 5 minute chart, it's right there. You see green candles with wicks on them, and it starts curling up. That's your spot right there, man. If it comes anywhere near this and starts giving you good green candles with wicks on the bottom. I hope that helps, JT. Best of luck, everybody. Go take their lunch money this week. You can do it.